So I purchased a 2007 Mustang GT with an Edelbrock supercharger about a couple months ago. I took it into the dyno to get a dynoed tune shop. Guy calls me 2 weeks later and says my car's done, ready to go. I go and he says he wants me to test drive it, so we get on the car. And there was a little rain out, and I swear I did not floor the gas pedal, but the car just got out of control and sideswiped a bridge from the front to the end, you know. So here I am. I took out the I noticed the wheel was pretty bad, so it was pretty you know, hit the wheel, and I don't think, I mean, it did dent it a little bit there, and I did notice the strut was pretty bent, so I went ahead and ordered some parts, the strut and the wheel bearing, because I know if it got hit on the wheel, it got damaged. And it looks like the knuckle is in pretty good condition. I think it just moved from this area to where when it hit, it just sort of pushed it, moved it. So I took it apart. I did not record me taking this apart, but it's not as hard as it seems. I just gotta have the proper tools, and I just got the parts in UPS to I'm getting ready to assemble it back together, and I actually got both sides because I need to replace both struts and bearings. If you place one strut on one side and not the other, it's gonna you'll notice a difference. You want to replace both sides. So here we are. I'm gonna get going here with these struts on this one side, and at least get the car going. That way I can get it to the shop. Actually, my brother has been working for many years as an auto body man, and I actually got the quarter panel from a junkyard in Florida, and I was also able to get the door, a complete door and a complete quarter panel, which is, I mean, basically quarter of the quarter piece of the car. So I got those in last week. I was just waiting for these struts to come in, and that way I can get the car, you know, going. You know, it runs and all. I just need to get it going. That way I can get it to the shop and get it going here as soon as possible. So there it is. I'll start my video here in a bit. Okay, so I just opened up the one of the struts here, trying to compare to see. I mean, it looks the same. So here we go. I'll post some more videos here of how I put it back together. Okay, first off, we're gonna put this part. We're going up into here, going up there. Bolts are gonna come out through here. Got the nuts here. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'll record. Okay, so I put the strut through, brought it up, put in one bolt first. That way I was able to let go of it and was able to do the other bolts easily. So now the struts, you can also move them. As you can see here, this is supposed to go right there, right? But since it's a loose strut, you can also throw in something like similar to this. That way you're able to twist. I'm gonna have to use both hands, but that way you're able to twist it to where you want it to go into. Okay, so just a minute. One thing, your caliper is going to be hanging, and you don't want to put a lot of pressure on your brake line. So what I used is a small bungee cord, and then just tied it up to that spot right there, and that's it. But I went ahead and twisted this with my bare hands. I was able to move it around to where I need this to be. So I'm gonna use a pry bar here in a bit to push the control arm down. So push it down, that way I'm able to push this in and get my bolts in on that spot right there. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna use both hands, so I won't be showing this, but I will show afterwards. Okay, so after using the pry bar like I used to bring the control arm down in order for me to throw these bolts in. In this process, since I got the struts, I also went and got these stabilizer bars that I'm gonna change out. I already took the old one out. That's pretty bad. It's ripped right there. It's simple. It's just a small controller arm right there, sway bar, stabilizer bar. So now what I need to do is get this. I already bolted the bottom piece to the stabilizer bar right there. So now I just need to get this in there, and as you can see, there's a lot of space from there to there. So what I'm going to do is use a jack and bring up the jack with from under the control arm, and release some of that pressure. That way I'm able to throw a bolt in through here and screw it on, and that's what I'm doing right now. Let me see if this works. Well, it should work. I've done it before, 2 different cars, so as you can see, it's going up. You can see, there it is. Oh, son of a bitch. Excuse my language. Sorry about that. There it is. You see that? So there you go. Let's get a nut through there, and that should do that right there. So let me stop this video. I'll continue with what I'm gonna do is, I believe this, like I said, this moved when the car got hit on the tire. So I'm gonna go ahead and adjust it from here, kind of like the alignment, pull it back, straighten out this hub with this, and hopefully that'll work. We'll see what happens. Okay, so basically what I did is I loosened this up, that way I can sort of align this knuckle a little straight. I'm gonna leave it loose, that way when I put the wheel on, see where it's at, and go from there. As you can see, I like to leave the nuts and bolts of all the parts and pieces that I take off right here. I'm gonna have to do another video when I do the other side, that way I can show how I take this off, and sort of show you the process of how it's taken off. So now I'm just putting it back together. So there I go. I tightened these up. I went ahead and put the nuts on there. Kind of has this little piece right here where, in order for you to bring it out, and as far as this sticks out, that way your nut catches on, and then you Then you tighten these up. And tighten these up, and this will catch. That way you don't need another wrench on the other side to hold on to it, you know, to tighten it. But all you need is just put your bolt in this far from where this sticks out. Get your nut right there. Get your bolt in. Just get a little bit of thread in there, and then just run it through. This will hold it. Like I said, this will hold it. That way you don't need to put another wrench on there and hold it. Same thing with the bottom bolt. As you can see, I already got this one in. It worked. It worked pretty good. So now I'm just gonna assemble everything. I went ahead and tightened these bolts up here. I tightened those up. Other than that, you know, here I go. It's going along. Okay, so I'm gonna take this plate, put this plate back on there. As you can see, I left the bolts on there. I know where they go. As you can see right here, it'll show you where each one of them goes, and I believe it goes like this. Like that. Something like that. Let me see. Try to figure this out. Oh, like this, my bad. Let me figure this out. No, I'll record it, but put this plate on first. And then I'll continue. Okay, I disconnected the sensor. That way it's not hanging out or anything, but it goes right there. I left the bolt back here in place, that way I know where it goes through. Actually, it just goes right there. Let's tighten that up. Push that all the way in. It's like an 8mm socket right there. I'll tighten that up here in a bit. I'm gonna go back to these other ones and get that plate going that I said I was doing. So there you go. I tightened up this. That's a brake sensor right there. I tightened that up. There's a few bolts right here for that plate. Tighten those up. I still need to connect this this bracket back here because I had it disconnected in order to take this out. So I'll connect that here in a bit. I'm gonna go ahead and throw on the bearing. With this, I cleaned it out with some throttle bottle cleaner. Cleaned it out real good, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put it back on there. Put the new one on. Of course, this is the old one. Just need to get a new one out. It doesn't seem bad. It's I mean it rolls pretty good. You know, it's just I think I need to change it out in case the bearings got damaged or anything. Change it out, and so let me do that. I'll come back. As you can see, everything's coming back together. There's a new one, and I'll put links below where you can get all these parts from, the strut and this bearing set. I'll put links below, that way you can get them through there. Okay, so that went in pretty smooth. You can see it's about the same as the other, so I'm gonna save that one in case it's a good part still. I could probably resell it. So let me put this, it's a 36mm bolt that goes right here. I'll put that on, tighten her up. And of course, all these bolts have specs to where it has a foot per pound to tighten those up. And I mean, you can find those in the manual and stuff like that. I really don't want to give out that information, but I mean, it's easy to find. Certain you know, foot per pound. And I'll put all the tools that you're gonna need to get all this work done here in a bit. There's a hub. Just need to tighten her up, throw the disc on, and then get the caliper in, and we're good to go, I believe. So this bracket is what goes in first before the caliper. That's what holds the caliper. So I'm gonna get that going. Like as you can see, I leave the bolts on to every piece that I take out. That way, that way I know where they go and I don't lose them. That's a good idea. So I went ahead and tightened this up. 36 millimeter bolt. Also, you need some lock thread on there, and the specs of how many pounds per torque, you know, so you can torque that. All these need that specifications. And excuse me, this fucking garage is so crowded. But here we go. I'm gonna put this on, and as I put it on, I'll show you guys how it's coming along. There's a 15 millimeter bolt right here. You put some lock thread on these bolts. There's also pounds per. It's torque pounds per inches or whatever. I'll figure that out here in a bit, and I'll tighten everything up how I'm supposed to. But it puts some lock thread on both of these bolts, and tighten those up, and then the caliper goes right in there. Well, you gotta put your brake pads in there first. Brake pads, and then your caliper. So as you can see, the brake pads are in. They have these little springs to where these springs hold the brake pads out. These little springs right here. So make sure those are on. The easy way to put them is sort of tilt them in. Put the top and the bottom in while you're tilt it, and then just go in and tilt it, and there they are. This keeps the calipers from sticking to the this brake. Let me install this caliper, and then I'll show you afterward. Here we go. I got the caliper in. I had to compress it a little bit. Compress the caliper, that way it fits in there. Well, to tighten up, it's a 12 millimeter, two 12 millimeter bolts, one down here and one up here. So I'm going to tighten those up right now, and as you can see, it's coming along. Excuse me, this garage is very small, and I'm doing this work in a little space. You know, just put the tire back on. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Yeah, just tighten those up. I'm gonna bring the car down right now. Go for a little go out for a little spin. The rims. The rim is a little dented. Other than that, the knuckle didn't have to get switched around, so we're good on that. Now, and that should be it. These bolts are tightened. Everything's tightened up. Now just take it for a test spin, and we're done here. I'm gonna post when I do the next strut on the other side. I'm gonna go ahead and video it all from beginning to the end. That way you guys take a good look at it of what's going on. But it's very simple, man. It's like so simple. I don't know why. I just took my Volvo and changed out all the struts all around, and I got charged like almost $2,000, and when I could have just done it myself. So I'm gonna go ahead and post up another video of that to change out the struts on this Mustang. And it's basically the same thing for every single car. A little bit of difference, not a whole lot. So thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.